What's the question again?
Yeah. So, what does it look like to let go of an old version of yourself and embrace who God is shaping you into now? And I think it really hits on kind of what the Lord was even releasing through me just a minute ago is, that challenge between, God is saying go or be, this image, I'll say, because he shows us things in image a lot of time. Become that, and you may still be in your now,
Right.
and so kind of helping that transition place.
That process, what does the process look like of becoming someone new, doing something new? Oftentimes, we say that we want what God has for us. We want to be the version of ourselves that God wants us to be. It's our heart's desire. And then we look at the external, we look at our environment, things around us, and we don't like what we see and we want to change it. But you said it earlier, is that we oftentimes we're looking for permission. And so you have to give yourself permission first. And so we have to get out of our head, because oftentimes that's where we get stuck at, in that headspace. Well, what if I do this? What is this person going to say? What are they going to think? And then you start questioning your own self. Well, am I really? Because you know everything that you have going on. Yeah. And so you're dealing with that imposter syndrome. Yes. But let me tell you the thing about imposter syndrome. The only people who have imposter syndrome or who struggle with imposter syndrome are people who have already been successful.
Oh, wow.
When you do the research on this label, because it's not a diagnosis, on this label, you're going to realize that the people who struggle with this were people who were getting ready to step into another new,
That's true.
another place of success. And so you have to count the victories that you already have. You think, sometimes we think too little, or we think too low of where we've already been, what we've already overcome. But the only people who deal with that and struggle with that are the people who have already been successful. Yeah. So what does it look like? It looks like you doing again what you already did. Giving yourself a chance. I teach life skills to elementary students and middle school students. And one of the lessons that we've been going over is self-esteem. And in that lesson, we talk about how sometimes we have high self-esteem, sometimes we have low self-esteem, and then sometimes we have a little bit of both, right? And one way to build our self-esteem is to take inventory or take stock of the things that we can do, the things that we've already done. And there's a line in that lesson that says that most people have low self-esteem because they take for granted the things that they can do. And the other thing is, we are in this age and this time where social comparison is higher. It's at an all-time high. And so you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. But you have to begin to walk in your own lane. You got to focus on where you are. You may be in a different stage of life than someone else. And so you may not be able to do what someone else is doing because of the stage of life that you're in. So, did I answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Because that transition feels, I would say, new. New to the point of, if you're not careful, anxiety. Because, they say anxiety is when you don't even know the outcome, or there's no proof that outcome will actually happen in a negative light, but you feel that place of fear. They call it fear, but it's not fear, because there's no proof that that's actually going to happen. Fear is, there's a lion right there, I could actually be in danger. But that anxiety of, what if, it can be weighty. And so I think that's a great example of, you're already in a place where you've already had some wins. Yeah. And so that ability to remember and to just allow that, allowing that. And so I love that. I think that's powerful.